In El Paso, Texas, where we just spoke with Matt, half of all hospital patients have COVID-19, and there are now 6 mobile morgues, with the city preparing to get another 4 to keep up. El Paso tonight remains under a stay-at-home order, with all non-essential businesses shuttered, and that's because of an order by El Paso County Judge Ricardo Samaniego. That order now being challenged by the Texas Attorney General, along with local businesses. And Judge Ricardo Samaniego joins us tonight. Our thoughts are certainly with your community during this heartbreaking time. Thanks so much for joining us, Judge.
Oh, and thank you for the opportunity to talk a little bit about what's happening in our community.
Certainly those images that we've been seeing of hospitals and mobile morgues are just searing. How is the community holding up?
Well, it's a difficult, we're a community that came out of a first anniversary of the Walmart tragedy and, killing of 23 beautiful souls and 46 that were injured. We were right in the middle of our bereavement process when we started this pandemic. So at that point, we were asking, let's everybody go out, let's get united, let's do the best we can, let's work as a community. We had master calendars, and then the next thing you know, we're asking everyone to go back home and stay at home. So it's a sort of a compound effect that we've had here in our community. And before that, we had 150,000 refugees come through our community, where we dignified them and sent them into different parts of the U.S. And so it's a community that's very gregarious and that is very, it's just a beautiful community that's dealing with a really horrid situation. Walking by those 4 trailers, yes, those mobile mortuaries is something of, born and raised here in El Paso, it's something that's really difficult to understand, how we're at this particular situation. So the community, doing the best we can, but I think the COVID is winning this battle at this point in time.
And you just announced that you're extending your stay-at-home order until December 1st, and that also means that it stays in place over the Thanksgiving holiday. How difficult of a decision was that for you to make?
Well, it's a difficult decision, but we understand getting a lot of support from the health communities. My 3 premises were, one, that we would, have a legal support and legal foundation that we have. As you see, we've gone through the Judge Moody's district judge ruled in our favor, went to the 8th Court of Appeals. We had the Supreme Court now saying that they're going to allow them to issue the order on Friday. Those are very positive signs that we have a very strong legal ground. And the third, obviously, is the collective consciousness of our community to be able to help us deal with this virus at this time.
I just heard you say, you believe that you're on very strong legal ground, and just wanted to kind of have a deeper dive there a little bit, because the Texas Attorney General calls your order invalid because it conflicts with the governor's orders to reopen Texas businesses, and he says that your rules confuse and overly restrict El Paso residents. The Texas Supreme Court today left your order in place pending an appeals court ruling. Why do you believe so strongly that you have the winning case?
Well, when you present it to the district court, Judge Moody, and he rules in our favor, and now, there's the 8th Court is trying to rule, and the Supreme Court intervenes and asks, the Attorney General intervenes and asks them to make a decision and not wait until Friday. Those all are signs that we do have strong legal grounds. I mean, we did find, within our statutes and what I can and cannot do, especially in an emergency situation. And the other thing that makes us strong is that there's no precedents. There's very few precedents. We had to go back to the Spanish, plague at that time that we found that we were allowed, or local officials were able to intervene. And so, having been this a first time situation where we're requesting this, we feel we're in very strong legal ground. And like I said, we're very fortunate that we went through, that we're here at this point. They seem like moral victories, and they are, but I think there's also very strong legal grounds. Otherwise, we wouldn't be at this point of the Supreme Court allowing the appeals court to rule on Friday.
Are you surprised you're getting so much pushback?
Yes, I guess, and especially because El Paso, we're very isolated, and it's always been very difficult to get the support, whether it's transportation, whether it's with refugees. We're probably one of the most unfunded mandates that we get of any county. So we also had, very glad that we had Lina Hidalgo, Judge Lina Hidalgo from Harris County, offering help through her, requesting that the Eighth Court of Appeals look at our situation, and that's a big county. That's the largest here in Texas. So we feel pretty good about what's going on. But like I said, it's a moral victory because we are actually, every day that we're allowed to continue to stay at home, I feel very confident that it's more lives that are saved, less saturation in our hospitals, our morgues. We've got, when you have 10 possible morgues within about 3 or 4 days, we'll have 10 morgues, mobile morgues in our community. I don't know what else would tell the story. I don't know what else and what drastic measures or what other measures would anybody use when you've got your hospital saturated and the morgues in the condition that they are, and the funeral homes starting to do makeshift, opportunities to store the bodies. I mean, my goodness. I mean, that in itself should say that we're on the right track.
And of course, across the country, there's been a debate about how far to go to protect lives over livelihoods. How do you think about that balance? And when do you think it could be safe to lift these lockdowns?
Well, I've always said when we were focusing on public health, and we were strong in public health, and we looked at minimizing the impact on the economy, I believe strongly that was what helped us gain our footage and then try to open the economy. When we decided that the economy, really focus on the economy and see if we could minimize the impact on public health, that's when we realized and started having that turnaround. Now, one of the things that's very clear to me is that Governor Abbott, when San Antonio, Austin, and Dallas and Fort Worth were having huge peaks, he thought it was okay and go in his toolbox and use a stay-at-home order to address the COVID. And so now we're having worse peaks, and we cooperated when they were having those, and we were at a stay-at-home order from the governor. We didn't have those numbers, and we cooperated. But now we have, huge increase, much more than what happened. The acuteness is greater than what happened in that part of Texas, and yet we're not able to use a stay-at-home order. It's something that was very useful that he felt would help, and now that's all I'm doing. There's nothing in the order, in the stay-at-home order, that is not something that Governor Abbott has used prior, other than the curfew. That's the only significant difference between anything that he's issued and my order at this point in time.
Judge Samaniego, we especially appreciate your time during this time of the tumultuous upheaval with the coronavirus ravaging your community. Thank you very much.
No, thank you, and the best to all our veterans out there. Really thank them for everything that they've done. Incredible service, and now helping our communities as well. Happy Veterans Day. Thank you.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.